Most sports talking heads make predictions, then hope you forget about how wrong they were. But not Mackey and Judd.
Write this down.
This is the big leagues, where we own our terrible predictions.
Write that down.
And keep track of each other's batting averages. It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackey and Judd.
You know, a little known fact, it's actually Judd playing the guitar on this intro song. I don't know if people knew that about Judd.
Well, I didn't think that we were going to tell them because, I mean, I don't like to brag about stuff.
Yeah, listen to that riff.
Yep. I mean, you can hear that. That's sort of a combination of Clapton and Harrison. Little Hendrix. Is. I hear a little Hendrix when I do that.
A little, yeah.
But more Clapton and George Harrison.
Yeah, maybe even a little like Metallica in there.
Yeah, I can see that.
Little James Hetfield.
No question about it. No question. I mean, my talents don't know real boundaries, so I just don't like to talk about them too much.
Oh, nope. But we're happy to shine a light on all your talents here. This is Mackey and Judd, daily Minnesota sports, entertainment, therapy, speculation. And every week, we are the only show in America that has the stones enough to put statistics next to our predictions. And it's called Write That Down. It's presented this week by our friends at EcoFun. So EcoFun has all kinds of scooter deals right now. Kind of crazy. Lowest price of the year on remaining 2022 Vespa scooters as they clear out that inventory. All gas scooters are $100 to $300 off and free storage until spring, which, I mean, sounds like spring's going to be here pretty soon, but that's still a lot of money off a scooter. And all electric scooters are $300 to $500 off plus free storage until spring. So get on in EcoFun Motorsports. EcoFun Motorsports.
I also heard, Phil, that they're going to do a little bike demo in Forest Lake this Saturday from 10 to 4 p.m. So it's going to be, there's a little update there. You can go check that out. Electric Bike Experts will be hosting electric bike demo days in Forest Lake. Go to ecofun.com for more information.
Love it. Love it. All right, here's how it works. Write that down. It's 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. Listeners, if you want to be like Zach and be a guest listener predictor, send us a message. Send it to Declan through the Score North app, and we'll get you scheduled sometime here in the coming weeks. All right, boys, are you ready to be held accountable?
Let's go.
Okay. We'll start with... So, Judd, you did this one twice. Okay. I was wondering who did that. I couldn't remember who did the Cousins one, but we'll get to that in a second here. We'll start with a pretty good week here for Judd. We'll start with the bad, though. You said Joey Gallo would homer on opening day. He's definitely hit a bunch of homers, but he did not have one on opening day.
I took a chance. No question about it.
Yeah. You said Cat will play in no more than 5 of the remaining 9 games for the rest of the regular season. He played his 6th last night, played very well, and the Wolves clinched a play-in spot, which we talked about on another episode of Mackey and Judd.
Wish he hadn't played on Sunday. Because he really didn't. You know what? That game shouldn't be held against me. Dude shoots 3 times. I shouldn't have that held against me as a game played.
It was kind of a half game for him. It would still have put you over 5.5 there. You said, Judd, making a wrestling prediction here for the first time. Our tribal chief, Judd Zulgad, saying that the tribal chief, Robin Reigns, would defeat Cody Rhodes, and he did.
Yeah, I saw there were some people upset about that.
A lot of people. Although, okay, this is going to be really inside baseball. So, Dex, you were kind of upset about this too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you get a chance, there's a great show. It's a Sirius XM show called Busted Open Radio with Dave LaGreca, Mark Henry, and Bully Ray, or Bubba Ray Dudley, for those of you WWF fans back in the day. And Bully Ray, so the episode started, it's like a 30-minute condensed podcast. You can just go find it anywhere. And it started off with Dave LaGreca and Mark Henry were apoplectic about the finish. Like, how could you build this all up and then not have Cody Rhodes? And Bully Ray did an amazing job explaining why those guys were wrong and why the booking was right. So check it out if you're a wrestling fan and you're mad about WrestleMania.
I'm not upset that Roman won. I'm upset with how he won. Like, he's done a pretty good job of not having to use interference all the time from his goons. And I just felt it was kind of a lame attempt and a lame way to end WrestleMania with just Sky hitting him with the spike, and then he just pins him, and that's it. If he would have just beat him like normally and Cody gave him all he got, I wouldn't have been upset. I didn't like the finish. That's what I had a beef with.
Okay.
I did.
Judd, Did you had a beef with the finish?
No, I was happy with it because I got the green.
Okay. What was your favorite match on the WrestleMania card besides?
I didn't watch a second of it.
Okay. You did say Joey Gallo would hit the first Twins home run of the regular season, which is a great prediction and a home run prediction.
Attaboy.
And you said Kenta Maeda would make a start for the Twins before Chris Paddock makes his next start, which was correct. Now we'll see. He had kind of, I don't know, some discomfort, or he said some fatigue in his arm.
Yeah, they tried to downplay it, but I don't like when a guy coming out of Tommy John is shaking his arm.
Yeah, that was not a good
little
sign.
weird. A little weird there. And then, I don't know, it looks like you made this prediction on both shows or some sort of form of it. You said there'd be a credible report by the end of April that the Vikings have discussed a trade of Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to put this out to the listeners.
Yep. I think we just take whatever so we have this out for the Purple Daily audience.
Yep.
They can kind of decide. Did the Mike Florio Pro Football Talk report from last week where he says, hey, I heard some buzz among people in the league that this was a conversation between the Vikings and the 49ers at the Combine.
Yep.
So we'll rule it on both shows.
Okay.
All right. Old Macadac.
Oh.
Little bloodbath for old Macadac.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I said in the final minute of the Wolves-Suns game, in a one-score game, Jaden McD, Clamps McD, will prevent Kevin Durant from making a shot or getting the ball. That did not come to fruition the way old Macadac thought it would. If he would have said in the final minute of the Wolves-Suns game, after the officials have screwed the Wolves 18 different times in 2 hours.
Here we go.
Something, but.
Always something.
I said the first time through the rotation, 2 Twin starting pitchers will record at least 1 out in the 7th inning. Too much to ask for, apparently. Although it's tough to complain, like they've barely given up any runs through the first 5 games. So
a typical Mackey. Typical Mackey. Stick to football.
I know. I said the Wolves would finish the regular season as one of the top 4 seeds in the Western Conference. If you could beat the Hornets and the Pistons, it would have happened. But they can't. And then I said before August 6th of 2023, The Rock Dwayne Johnson will be part of a group that buys the WWE. Well, Endeavor bought the WWE, and The Rock, I don't think, is a part of it. So
what's going on there? Is Vince back in charge of this thing now?
Vince apparently has elbowed his way back in, and he was fully running Monday Night Raw again, and it was widely panned as one of the worst post-WrestleMania Raws in the 30-year history of post-WrestleMania Raws. Just literally script changes on the fly and
I
all
saw
this
that.
ridiculous stuff that happens with Vince McMahon. He's 77 years old. He's way past his prime. He's a myopic narcissist, and he just needs to go away. But that's apparently not happening.
I might need a break.
Yeah.
I literally might. After all the great buildup they had. And Mania was so great, too, even though I didn't like the finish. Mania was awesome. It was a really good WrestleMania. And if Vince is back in charge, I got to take a break.
I'm with Dex. AEW for me for the next couple weeks. See what happens.
Me too. I'm with you guys.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get Judd's AEW review on tomorrow's show. Okay, listener Mike said a WrestleMania parlay. Cody Rhodes would pin Roman Reigns. That did not happen, but he did get the second part right. Rhea Ripley would win the SmackDown Women's Championship, but it's a parlay, so it's wrong. Jason said The Rock will headline the next Hall of Fame class and will fight Roman Reigns. That did not happen. And then a different Zach, this is a home run prediction, said the Twins would sweep the season opening series
home run
against
Very nice.
the Royals. So
touch them all, Zach.
Nice job. All right, Declan had 4 things come off the board. Cody would beat Roman, and Randy Orton would return. None of that happened. John Cena would beat Austin Theory for the U.S. title. Joey Gallo would not strike out on opening day. He did. But you said Pablo would strike out at least 6 batters on opening day, which he did.
Very good.
8 strikeouts. So Judd leading with a .556 average and 2 home runs. Declan 389 with 2 home runs. Listeners 261 with 2 bombs. Old Macadac really struggling to start the season at 125 with 1 home run. All time, Declan leads with a .386 average. Judd with 268 hits. Listeners with 44 home runs. You can see all the rest of the stats on the YouTube channel in visual form if you would like to. Let's get our guy in here. Zach. He's our guest listener predictor, supporting the brand with the Before I Die Purple Daily hooded sweatshirt.
Nice.
Zach, welcome to the show, man. What is your background as a Minnesota sports fan? Like, what are your first memories?
Oh man. Well, thanks for having me. First of all, excited
Yeah.
to be here. And probably first memories would probably be as a kid, I was a big fan of Torrey Hunter, Randy Moss, and KG. So watching those three
It's a good era.
as a kid was just so much fun, and the plays that they would make. Yeah.
That's kind of my wheelhouse too. Just growing up, Torrey Hunter in center field, KG carrying a bunch of Troy Hudsons around for 8 years, and Randy Moss pretending to moon Packer fans and running over meter maids downtown Minneapolis. But so, well, welcome in, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna start with you, Zach, over to Judd, Declan, me. We'll make 3 trips around the room, but you're first out of the gate, man.
You like writing things
What's
down?
your first prediction?
Alrighty. First off, got a Twins prediction here. I'm a big fan of Joe Ryan. I like his stuff, and I was a swimmer in my younger days, so I love how he played water polo and incorporated that into his delivery and does the Michael Phelps arm flap on the mound at the start of each inning. So I want to get a prediction about him on the board. So write this down. In his next start, Joe Ryan will strike out at least 7 batters.
Okay.
Very doable.
Write it down.
The
You like
Astros,
writing
though, right?
things down?
That's
Yeah,
he has
so
Houston
it
coming
might-
up.
It might be
Oh.
tough, but
These are the new Twins. What are you talking about, Declan?
It's more like, are you going to face enough batters as a Twin starting pitcher to be able to, like, are they going to give you the leeway to get into the 5th or 6th inning to face enough batters to get 7 strikeouts? That's the drama. We'll see. All right, Judd, what's your first prediction?
All right, I'm going to stick on the Twins theme with opening day now on Friday at Target Field. At least the Twins will take 2 of 3 from the Astros this weekend. They won't
That's
sweep.
the second time across both.
Did I
seasons.
snipe it from
Sniped
Dex?
Declan,
Yeah.
yeah.
I did that earlier on Purple Daily. Write that down too. A little snipe. Sniped it from you. So they're going to take 2 or 3. They're not going to sweep it, but they are going to win the series.
Okay. Pretty good start for the Twins here. Pretty good start. If they take 2 out of 3, maybe. When's the deadline for before you lose your Twin season ticket account number?
Like 24 hours.
Okay. So you have
So
to
you're
make a
just gonna-
decision before they play a home game.
That is correct.
Oh, I got it.
I got
Okay.
But you're
until the 6th, yeah.
But you're going to lose all of your account stuff then, right? I mean, they're going to take
what they
away
claim.
those seats.
That's
They're going
what
to
they
take away
claim.
your
Mm-hmm.
all that special stuff you got.
Yeah, you'll never be able to walk
Sorry.
back inside Target Field.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
they're
I
gonna
would tell
tell you.
people. If you don't buy season tickets right now,
Don't
we will
ever come back.
we will stalk your family. Okay, we will.
Don't ever come back.
I got approved for media credentials for the opener. That's not even going to work. I'm going to get stopped at the door.
Yep.
They're just going to stop me right
Sorry.
there at security. Nope, sorry.
Liam
ahead. You
Neeson
had your chance,
is going to
guy.
come after you. I have a particular set of skills.
Good
I
luck.
find Twin season ticket holders who left their accounts. I find them and I kill them.
Write it down. You like writing things down?
All right, couple Masters predictions from me.
Oh,
Oh, yep. I got one.
Let's go with this one. Write it down. I think because the field is so big and it's hard, or it's not hard. I just don't think that this is a touchdown because there's just too many people who could do this. We will have a first-time Masters winner in 2023. We'll have a first-time Masters winner. No repeat winner. We'll just have a first-time winner. I think Scheffler's the favorite. He won it last year. But I think the field's obviously too large, Phil, for this. This isn't a touchdown, right? I wouldn't assume this is a touchdown.
I mean, I guess I'd need to know. I don't think it's a touchdown unless you can show me, like, hey, of the 75 players at the Masters or whatever it is, that, there's like only 10 that have never won it before.
Obviously,
So there's a lot of guys who've never won the Masters.
yeah. So I'm going to keep it as a completion. That a first-time Masters winner in 2023. Write it down.
All right.
Okay. I think I'll make a Masters prediction here today
Write
too.
it down. You like writing things down?
Let me think on that. But you know what? I told you guys a few weeks ago, I'm going to stop making Wolves predictions because this is the least predictable team in the NBA. I'm back off the wagon. I was
You
making
lied
predictions last week.
Immediately.
Back off the wagon. So here's
Why'd
what's
you
going to
say
happen.
that?
I think they're back. I think Karl Anthony Towns' leadership behind the scenes has righted the ship here. As he said to The Athletic, he wants the Wolves to play checkers, not chess. Let's simplify things.
Let's play Dungeons and Dragons, okay?
That's very complicated. That is not an easy game.
Good point.
So
Touche.
That'll be a new streaming show on Score North's YouTube channel. Judd trying to play Dungeons and Dragons. This is what's going to happen here. So it's kind of a multi-item parlay. The Wolves are going to win their next 2 games. They will be the 8 seed, and they will, I was going to say upset. I'll leave that word out of it. And they will beat the Lakers or the Warriors in the play-in game, the 7-8 play-in game. Okay?
Okay, got it.
So they're going to win their next 2 games. They're going to get the 8 seed, and they're going to beat, well, can I throw a third team in there, or the Clippers? So they'll win the game. They'll beat the 7 seed.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
They'll beat the 7 seed.
Sorry.
I love impatient Declan.
I'm sorry. I said
impatience is just.
I said Lakers or Warriors for emphasis.
They'll win the game.
But then I realized the Clippers are also tied, and it's just so they'll win the game.
Got it.
Sorry, Declan.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry. My bad.
You're talking
Write it
out
down.
loud.
You like writing things down.
All right, Zach. What's your second prediction?
All righty, going over to a Minnesota Wild prediction here. In the 2023 Stanley Cup playoffs, Philip Gustafsson will start more games in goal for the Wild than Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah. That's kind of
I
what
could see it,
feels
yeah.
like.
I think both of them are going to play at some point in time, but if one gets hot, yeah, you're probably right.
Hey, how much of a buzzkill were the back-to-back losses to Vegas? You did get a point out of at least the second one, right? But that kind of slowed things down a little bit.
You played
here.
really well on Monday, and you lost in a shootout, which you're not going to have to be concerned about in the playoffs. It's a buzzkill as far as you're not going to win the conference now.
Yeah.
And the division standings as of this morning is everyone is tied. So,
Yeah.
But it goes Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota.
And
so right now you play
does
Dallas.
Does anyone have a game in hand?
Colorado does, which is why they're in first place.
Okay.
Dallas has more regulation wins, which is the first tiebreaker after the game in hand. So
you could, and where are they clear of? Are they clear of everyone else at this point? It's basically a 3-horse race for.
Yes, they're fine.
Okay.
They're not going to fall into a wild card.
Yep. Interesting. Okay.
Write it down. You
I
like
could see that
writing things
goaltender
down.
situation happening.
Yeah. Judd.
Okay, write this down. And I think Dex will approve because it's going to be short and sweet. The Timberwolves aren't going to get out of the play-in round.
I think you already have that prediction from like the beginning of the season.
Do I really?
I think so.
Oh boy. Okay, then if I do,
Here you go. Yeah, the Wolves will be eliminated in the NBA play-in tournament. You can make it again. I mean, the circumstances have changed. So you can make it again if you want.
You know what? First of all, when was that prediction made?
Like early.
That should be a home run if that's true, because this was considered to be a really good team. The Timberwolves won't get out of the play-in round, and I would like to add to it, addendum, and Karl Anthony Towns will be traded after the season.
Oh.
I'm going to will this to happen. I'm done. Suter out. Parisi out. Towns out. Losers. You're all about yourselves.
Wow.
We already got, seriously, I'm so sick of these really talented people who are all about themselves. You're gone. They got rid of D'Lo.
Listen, he did initiate a come to Jesus meeting with him and Chris Finch.
They told Finch to take the fall.
Closed door meeting.
Yep.
Who's they?
The Towns camp told him, Finchy, you're taking the fall. And everyone within the Wolves falls into, I mean, it's clear he controls this franchise. And until he's gone, it's not going to change.
Well, it's worked really well, him controlling the franchise so far, by the way.
Ryan
They're only
Suter,
60 games under 500 since
Ryan
he arrived.
Suter was huge friends with Craig Leopold. Where did that lead things? Right off the cliff. Do I think it's beyond the Towns? I mean, look, let's call a spade a spade. Carl's dad is there for every single game. Do I think the Towns family influences the Timberwolves 1,000%? Yes.
Yeah, I think there is kind of a weird the fact that Chris Finch felt the need to apologize for Carl's 3 shots on Sunday, saying it's on me, dude. It's not on. I mean, could you have coached or schemed better? Absolutely. Is it inexplicable that a team that you coach has lost 10 games against the worst teams in the league? Yeah. Yes. Is it your fault that Carl shot the ball 3 times in 25 minutes against a 19.5-point underdog at home? That's not. I think a large chunk of that pie chart falls on Carl. But
I'm done.
But they won last night. They clinched a play-in spot. I don't know what else. I don't know what else you want them to do at this point.
I'm done. You know what? Take that flag and take it to Carl for when things go wrong, so we can wipe the tears away from the woe is me.
All right, I think we're back to Declan
Write
here.
it down. You like writing things down.
All right, I'm going to get this one out. I have a Masters one at the end that I'll end with, but it sounds like Kirill Kaprizov's getting closer here. So I'm just going to lay this one up. Kirill Kaprizov will play in a game before the end of the regular season. He will travel with the team to Pittsburgh. He's not active quite yet, but he will play in a game in the regular season before the playoffs start. Write it down.
Okay. All right. Write this down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
A live golfer will be in the final pairing on Sunday.
Oh, I almost said win. I almost said win.
I could see. I mean, the odds are against a win. I think this is a home run. Even putting a live golfer in the final pairing. There's only like a handful of
DJ.
There's
Cam
7,
Smith,
right?
Is Koepka.
So
there's like the field consists of less than 10% live golfers. I'm saying that
7.
one of them will be in the final pairing.
Yep.
On Sunday. Cam Smith.
Oh.
Phil Mickelson. Yeah. So write it down. That'll be drama. Wouldn't it be great if it was like, God, if it was Patrick Reed and Rory McIlroy or something, just some completely awkward, amazing tension.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Write it down.
Great
You like
TV,
writing
too.
things down.
All right, Zach, what is your third and final prediction?
All right, so this one is it's my Joey Gallo swing. Basically, it's either going to whiff horrifically or it's going to be an absolute bomb.
Bring it.
And with the Twins being my first sports love, it's going back to a Twins prediction. So it's a 3-item parlay. Write this down. In the 2023 season, Byron Buxton will play at least 100 games, will hit at least 30 home runs, and will steal at least 30 bases.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big cut.
Woo!
The stolen base, does he have any steals so far?
Not yet, but I mean, with the new rules and the pickoff limits, the bigger bases, when you got a guy with that speed, you got to turn him loose at some point, right?
They're so nervous. I think I almost feel like the stolen bases are the thing that's going to be by far the most hard to come off the board here. They're so scared, but that's a great prediction.
I mean, we listeners got the career home run lead, so got to keep trying for that, right? So
that's right. Keep
You are
swinging
taking
for
a
those
mighty
fences.
hack there.
Yeah, it's a big one.
All right, Mighty Hack Zach, since you have this life-changing platform on Mackey and Judd, is there anyone you'd like to thank that helped get you to this pinnacle moment?
Yeah, I mean, my parents kind of got me into my two main favorite sports are baseball and hockey, and that, as you could probably tell from my predictions, and that kind of comes from them. My dad's a big baseball fan, mom's a big hockey fan. Unfortunately, my dad's a Yankees fan, but I still love him anyways.
Oh,
Thank God you didn't fall off and into that trap.
Well, he lived in New York for a while as a kid, back in the days of Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris. So, it makes sense. He's a Twins fan as well. So whenever they play in the playoffs, he's always kind of conflicted, although it usually ends up.
Well, he shouldn't be conflicted. Just root for the Bombers because you'll win then.
Yeah, they're going to win. And then they'll lose to the Astros. So I'll get him back there.
Thanks for coming on, man. Great stuff. We'll do it again sometime, and good luck with your predictions, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Have a good one, guys.
All right, man. There he is. Guest listener, predictor, Zach, making his debut. I want to write that down. Speaking of the Twins, by the way, so they moved their opening day home opener from Thursday to Friday. Tickets are available. Opening day is now at 3:10 p.m. on Friday, not 3:10 p.m. on Thursday. So Friday. Which bobblehead is that?
It's a Carlos Correa.
Looks like Nick Swisher.
Well, it was an Astros Correa.
Like Mitch Garver or something.
It was an Astros Correa, which a guy had his buddy who's an artist painted twins.
Oh,
so it's an actual Astros because there's going to be a Carlos Correa bobblehead giveaway, I think, in July.
You got the first one.
I got.
Dude,
the first one.
you should sell this on eBay right now.
I don't want to sell it.
This is probably worth something.
I just bought it. Don't tell Dawn. I just bought it.
Oh, you bought it from someone. Okay.
Yeah, at a card show.
I gotcha. Okay. Smart play by them. Just by the way, that's twins.com/tickets. Twins.com/tickets. Your first chance now on Friday to see the new uniforms in action at home, to see some Bombas from Joey Gallo. So check them out, twins.com/tickets. First 20,000 fans through the gates receive an opening day TC hat presented by your local Northland Ford dealers. And a shout out to our friends at Nutrisource, the official pet food and dog food of Mackey and Judd, of Maya, of Stella. We got Vinny in the mix now. This is just I don't know. I see a lot of smiles on Maya's face throughout the day, but the most happy she is when the bag of Nutrisource chicken and rice starts to rustle. That's when you get this reaction that you see on the YouTube channel right now.
And isn't that great how she's jumping up and down in slow motion too? The fact that you slowed her down like that and said, jump slow. Now,
Very athletic like that.
Now, Stella and her friend Ryder, who comes over quite a bit, they don't jump up and down as much because they're smaller, but they love their Nutrisource, and right there, they love their training rewards treats. Stella, very demanding, and one of the things that she demands from me every single day, Nutrisource for breakfast and dinner, and of course her treats. And then there's Vinny, good boy.
Vinny boy. Yeah, he loves his
Vinster.
treats. Loves his treats.
The Vinster. NutrisourcePetFoods.com to find a local Nutrisource retailer near you. NutrisourcePetFoods.com. Chuck and Don's in Northeast Minneapolis. They like to support some of the local, just like the local pet shop. So check them out. All right, boys. One more lap around the room here. Judd, what is your third and final prediction?
Write it down. You like writing
Okay.
things down.
I was going to do this, and I thought it might be too simple to, but since you went down this path, I will go back to it and just say this. A live golfer will win the Masters.
Oh, boy.
So someone from the Live Tour will win the Masters. I think there's 7 players. So it's it's not 3 guys, but as Phil said, it's probably small chances, but still I feel like it'd be such a great heel turn to this tournament that
It's so
I
uncomfortable.
want it to happen.
It's great. Last night, I think it was last night or 2 nights ago, they had the champions dinner where everyone, all the pretentious, mostly old white men in their
and I picked the
green
meal,
jackets.
the winner,
Yes.
right, for last year.
Scotty Scheffler is going to pick the meal, and Phil Mickelson's just like kind of in the back of the photo next to Patrick Reed, and is Bubba Watson on the Live Tour now too?
I don't know if Bubba's on there or not.
But there's like 4 very Sergio, right?
Yeah.
Some very awkward looking exchanges at the champions dinner. So anyways, Dex, what's your third and final prediction here?
Write
Make a
this
Masters
down.
one as well. I'm going to continue to buy some Jason Day stock, the former number 1, who has kind of turned his game around a little bit here in 2023. Write this down. Jason Day fires a 66 or better in one of his rounds at the Masters.
Okay.
Fires a 66 or better in at least one of his rounds at the Masters.
All right. Write this down. My third and final prediction.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Byron Buxton will receive top 10 MVP votes, or he will finish, I should say, top 10 in MVP voting in the American League for the first time in his career. He finished 16th in 2020, 18th in 2017. He will finish because of largely the DH plan, which is going to help boost his offense. And maybe by extension, he will play some healthy center field at some point. But he will receive top 10 MVP votes. You're going to see a big-time bat from him, and he's going to play, off the record, he's going to play probably the second most games of his career.
If he finishes between
you're right.
6th or 10th in MVP votes, a little $3 million bonus, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
On
There's
top
some
of his
incentive.
contract. Yes.
There's some major incentive for him to just be on the field and play and try and hit some of those financials. So
I'm just still very, very concerned.
really shocking.
Yeah, he already sat out a game because it's a chronic problem. It just sucks.
Do you think he sat out a game for precaution or because his knee hurt?
Probably because there is a plan where they are afraid that the knee is going to flare up at times because it naturally will. So it's precautionary, but it's because they are afraid that the knee is going to hurt. And mark my words, the new trainer, Papa Resta, is going to get everyone as much Resta as they need.
Daddy Rest. Let's go,
It's
Daddy.
it's the greatest name for a trainer, especially for this club, that you could have. Papa Resta.
What's the status of Duran? Did he come back yet?
He was in the bullpen. He was up in the bullpen last night.
Okay, because he slept wrong on Thursday or something, and we got to shut him down for a month.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all slept wrong. And by the way, to answer your question, Bubba Watson is on the Live Tour. Phil,
There you go.
correct.
Bubba.
Yep. All right, dudes, that's your write that down session, your accountabilities. Don't forget, April 27th, the Surly Draft Party at Park Tavern in St. Louis Park in Purple Daily will be streaming live on YouTube throughout the entire first round. This is the second annual draft party, and we are super pumped to meet and see and reconnect with as many of you as possible. So make your plans. April 27th at 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock is when the streaming starts, or sometime probably shortly before that. Thursday, April 27th. So, all right, dudes, that's a wrap. Tomorrow, Reckless Speculation Thursday. I'm Mackey and Judd, and we'll keep the Vikings off-season, eye of the off-season storm content coming as well. See you guys.